I am Suzanne Wagner, and I'm doing my personal quote and blog for the 30th of June, 2022. My quote for today: May this earth decide when our time is done. Many species thought they could not be overrun, but as the volcanoes cough and shift, rains became acid and continents drift. Those that can adapt will survive. Those that cannot will no longer thrive. There are forces much more powerful than our minds. They do what they want and have no intention to be kind. They are simply doing what they intrinsically do, and that allows all things to become something new. Without this process, stagnation forms, and that is why life offers the gifts of storms. Storms use upset to clear the air. Storms allow us to discover how we care. Storms are the forces that make us change. Storms give us incentive to rearrange. Life right now is a storm, but can we use it as an art form? Let it stir things up and make us confront. Let it help us to notice what is the new wave affront. Times are changing, and if we cannot, then what is good will begin to rot. We see that right now as the smell begins to build, when hopes are shattered and freedom's killed. I know that while man continues the ego game, within me is a more powerful flame. I know that the universal laws will trump any and all human flaws. I recognize that conscience cannot be taught to those whose ego is larger than a sunspot. I do not care if I ever fit in. To religion, being awake is the greatest sin. Having autonomy in a world of complexity and pain gives religion no money and nothing to gain. It is those that are lost that have the greatest need. They fear that truth will cause them to bleed. Truth is but one storm on the journey of life. Denial of truth is what causes all strife. When mankind decides to lay all ego down, that is when life finally becomes a playground. And my blog for today. Life is not always polite, nor does it go our way. The universe is violent, and it does not care what we think. While we need to care as a species about how human behavior impacts nature, the truth is that once we destroy ourselves, the universe will continue to go on without us. Our cultural beliefs and religious manipulation have no meaning in the immense cosmic forces that are at play. It is our ego that causes suffering. First, we cause suffering to ourselves, and then we will always extend to others that same energy and our world. When we recognize that any idea we have of perfection is tremendously limited, that is when we begin to understand that perfection separates us from the magnificence of what is right in front of us. It is our ego that separates us from the fabulous life that is being offered. This is a precious moment that may never come again. Ego has the ability to distract us from the phenomena and wonder that is now. Once the ego drops, that is when we recognize that we have everything in this moment. Thanks, everyone.